The driver of an SUV crammed with 25 people pulled into the path of a big rig at an intersection in a collision that left more than a dozen people dead, according to a preliminary report from the National Transportation Safety Board. The burgundy Ford Expedition, designed to hold no more than 8 people, was carrying 3 times that many when it crossed the U.S.-Mexico border before dawn on March 2 through a 10-foot breach in the boundary fence and headed toward El Centro, Calif. Federal officials said. The effort is suspected to have been a human smuggling attempt. The SUV was broadsided by a semi-tractor hauling 2 trailers about 6:15 a.m. and pushed to the side of the road. The Ford crumpled on impact and wrapped around the massive front end of the big rig, which protruded into the driver's side of the SUV. The NTSB on Monday released its initial report on the collision, which killed 14 and ignited a nationwide conversation about the dangerous conditions some migrants face when entering the United States. Before the crash, a 2011 Peterbilt tractor-trailer was traveling north on Route 115 in Holtville, Calif, near El Centro. The state highway is a 65 mph route with no stop signs. The SUV driver, a 28-year-old man from Mexicali, Mexico, was headed west on Norrish Road, a 55 mph country road that crosses the highway, when he came to a stop sign at the intersection, investigators said. According to the truck driver, the SUV stopped or slowed to a near stop at the stop sign, then accelerated onto Shish 115 in front of the combination vehicle, the NTSB report says. The driver of the combination vehicle applied the brakes and skidded until the front of his vehicle collided with the left side of the SUV. The driver and front passenger were wearing seat belts, NTSB officials said. The 23 other passengers were crammed into the back of the vehicle, where all the seats had been removed. Human smugglers have proven time and again they have little regard for human life, Gregory Bovino, chief patrol agent of the Border Patrol's El Centro sector, said in a news release at the time of the crash. Those who may be contemplating crossing the border illegally should pause to think of the dangers that all too often end in tragedy. Tragedies our Border Patrol agents and first responders are unfortunately very familiar with. The impact of the collision crushed the SUV, and 11 passengers were ejected, according to the NTSB report. The driver and 13 others were killed. The California Highway Patrol, which responded to the crash, initially reported that 12 people died at the scene and 1 passenger died after being transferred to a hospital. Everyone else, including the 68-year-old big rig driver from El Centro, was injured and taken to hospitals for treatment. The SUV's occupants ranged in age from 15 to 53.